All right. Hello, 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 beautiful, amazing souls. Thank you so much for being here today for the Ascended Creator Connection. Today, I am joined with lovely Jennifer, newly
Hello.
awakened.
Lovely to be here.
And to get started today, we are going to share a little bit of gratitude, a meditation, and then we'll begin to share a little bit of our stories about what we have learned and how we have grown since the Ascended 2021 event that was held in Sedona, Arizona in September of 2021. And then after we get done sharing a little bit about what we have learned and where we are currently at, we're going to share a little bit about what we're working on and how the event has inspired us to continue to create moving forward. So we're really excited to be able to share this journey with you all. Thank you so much for enjoying this space and sharing your own love and energy. And if you would like to share your gratitude in the chat, please feel free to do so. And I would be more than happy to share that as well. So today, I am filled with gratitude for the ability to be here with my amazing soul family. We're in Memphis with some of the Ascended team, working on some really beautiful projects to be able to share with you all in the future. So I'm really grateful for that opportunity. And I think most of all, I'm just really grateful for unconditional love. So
I am grateful for you for being the epitome of unconditional love and showing others how possible and making it look easy and effortless. I am grateful for the connections that Ascended has provided me. Personally, I feel like I have it has, I feel like a new shoot of growth, I've experienced a growth spurt, I think, in my spirituality, specifically because of all of the connections and all of the events and scenarios that we experienced, as not only in Sedona, but leading up to it. And as we continue that going forward into the future, it gives me such a sense of gratitude and thankfulness that I was able to be a part of it and continue to be a part.
absolutely. Beautiful, Jennifer. I echo that, multiply it. I know I'm excited to share about what I've learned.
Yes.
I'm looking forward to it. All right. Well, if we would like to begin today with a short meditation to connect our heart centers and bring us into a balanced, cohesive space. If you'd like to find a comfortable position, you may close your eyes if you feel called and allow your body space to relax. And we can begin, if you'd like, by placing your hand on your heart and your belly. And we'll allow ourselves to take a nice breath in and release. Breath in and release. One more breath in. And release. Allowing your shoulders to drop and releasing your tongue from the roof of your mouth. I invite you to allow your breath to continue to move from the inhale to the exhale, finding a gentle as it flows in, bringing in peace, joy, and love. And as it flows out, allowing yourself to continue releasing any judgments or fear or attachments. If we'd like, we can imagine a beautiful silver light pouring down into the crown of our heads, And we can imagine this light moving through our energy centers, starting with the third eye, imagining a beautiful purpley color, connecting us with our intuition, our foresight, ability to see beyond, and connecting the silver light down now to the throat center. This beautiful blue color, allowing you to speak with authenticity, honesty, utilizing the power of your voice to create, to encourage, to move energy. Bringing the silver light down now to the heart center, this beautiful green color. And allowing this green energy to spill through your chest, filled with unconditional love. And as this green moves through your chest, I invite you to pour unconditional love into who you are in this now moment. And we can bring the silver light now down to the solar plexus. Beautiful yellow warm energy connecting you with your willpower to move forward, to take action, to follow through. We'll bring the silver light now down to the sacral, this beautiful orange energy. This is your passion, your connection. And allowing the silver light now to move down to the base of the spine at the root center. Pouring this grounded, warm, safe energy down through the legs and into the earth. Connecting you to what is. Understanding for as high as you rise, your roots must grow deep as well, and letting these red roots grow deep all the way down to the core of the earth. And if we'd like, we can imagine our roots wrapping around the core of the earth in a warm hug, feeling the love of Gaia, bringing it back to our heart centers with a breath in. And release. I invite you in this moment to send your body gratitude, love, and understanding as we begin to bring our awareness back to this moment, wiggling our fingers, our toes, our knees, and our nose, opening your eyes whenever you're ready.
That's beautiful. Thank you. It always makes me want to do this.
I know, I always picture the bewitched when she, but I can't actually do it either.
The best I can do is the fish face.
Like on camera, it looks like we're wiggling. Okay.
Okay.
All right, beautiful. Hello to my star soul, Maria, Rebecca, Jessica, and a beautiful Brendan. Thank you all so much for joining us today. I think at this point, I would really love to be able to share some of the wisdom, the lessons that we have learned. I will ask down in the chat if you all can drop an 1111 that you can hear us okay. And yeah, I think, Jennifer, would you like to start with some of your lessons?
Oh my goodness, there are so many. The lesson of, I think, supportive relationships and friendships. Before Sedona and before meeting Soul Family, I never knew supportive friendships. And I didn't understand that until recently. I didn't understand that there was, um, in that there. I didn't understand. I felt like I was in a desert, but I didn't realize I was in a desert until you meet the people that you resonate with and wholeheartedly embrace. And to me, that is just the most precious gift. um, I get emotional thinking about it. I guess that's more of a gift than a lesson.
It is though, but aren't lessons gifts? If you
Well,
look at them, they really
you're
are.
right. You're right. Maybe it's the gift, the realization of the gift within the lesson.
Yeah, I love that, Jennifer. I'm gonna resonate with you on that because I have been so blessed the last 2 years since joining the Paradigm Shift community to be able to become connected with so many just outstandingly beautiful souls that it's like you hope as you move through your days that people like this exist in the world, and you meet them online and you're like, oh, it's amazing that they're out there, and then to be able to bring that out there to here and hold it in my hand and be like,
Yes,
it's
we're
like
like for real together in the same physical space.
yeah.
And although another thing that we've talked about is the difference in sharing physical space, although it's absolutely beautiful and wonderful and heartwarming, and you can go through so many ranges of emotions and beautiful feelings and things when you're in a virtual environment. But there's something about that physical proximity,
Yeah.
that intermingling of energies that can just simply can't we don't have the technology to transmit that long distance in our meat suits, I guess. Most people.
I think too, with that, I've really appreciated being able to see the humanity of each other, because I know, and this was something that we discussed greatly with a lot of the creators that have been in these circles of, it's like we had this view of who one another was because of how we portray ourselves or how we show up in the world, and then to be able to hold this intimate physical space with one another where you really get to know each other. It really brings that, like, Campton and I have had quite a few conversations about this, where it's like, this, you have this person built up in your head of like, oh, this, they're inspiring, they motivate, but it's intimidating, and it's like you almost like put people on a pedestal, and then to be able to have this moment where it's like, oh, like, we realize that your fears are the same as their fears, and you have this connection of like, oh, like, we are very different, but we are exactly the same. And just to be able to have that bond with people that are on a spiritual path looking for learning more and connecting deeper with their souls is pretty priceless. So that's been another really amazing lesson, I think, blessing to be able to have. So
Absolutely, absolutely.
and I would like to discuss too on the lessons that we've learned, the things, how we have grown. I know for myself, I experienced an ego death in Sedona, 100%. Like, I walked into that place worried. I had all of these things that I needed to control. They needed to be this way. I had built myself up of like, oh, my skills are here. I know how to do this. I'm going to show up for that. And there was a breaking point where I realized none of it was going to happen the way that I thought it was going to happen, or planned it to happen, or wanted it to happen. And I had to lose that need to control the outcome and really surrender to the experience, and allow myself to find that flow with it. And that, I think, for me has been the biggest way that my life has been impacted moving forward from Sedona, because finding that ability to surrender to your desires, to the things that you're calling in, that to understand that, like, you can show up, you can do the things, but you need to just surrender to the outcome. And I know it's something that we talk about in the spiritual community and different circles and all, but to be able to have that like aha moment and it clicks, and to be able to move forward and apply that has been really, it's been really amazing. And I'm, I hope that you guys can see the difference in me and my ability to show up and feel maybe a little more confident or directed. And yeah, so I hope that my lesson in learning that flow, that release of the ego of who I needed to be, or thought I was, I hope that that allows me to show up in a more authentic, real, and inspiring way. So.
Absolutely, 100%. I can relate to that as well. I had before Sedona, and as a part of preparing for Sedona, being in the world that I was in I was being a project manager for 30 years, you tend to build up habits that you don't even realize that you have. And it was eye-opening to me that you could let go, that I could, number one, it is possible for me to let go. I didn't think it was possible until Sedona.
Yeah.
And something took over that wasn't me, that wasn't, I was responding to, reacting to, I wasn't I wasn't controlling it, or trying to control it. I believe I was actually going with the flow, maybe even for the first time in my life.
I feel that.
You do feel that?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like before Sedona, I was like, oh yeah, I'm flowing with my life, and then now I can be like,
now I know what it is.
I'm genuinely flowing now. I get it. Because it's like, if you think about it, and I'll always refer it to like water because of the Tao, and it's like if you let it flow like water, you don't think like, oh, when water flows, you're not pushing the water in a particular direction.
Right.
The water just flows. You pour it on the ground, and it's gonna go in whatever direction it wants, and so
exactly.
But yeah,
that's a great analogy, because before Sedona, I felt as long as my water is poured into this funnel and is going into the correct container, I am flowing with it.
Yes, exactly. And I like that.
And I think Sedona allowed me to forcibly remove the funnel.
Yes.
And I'm learning. There's an amazing sense of freedom with that. Once you get past the scary part.
Yes.
And I think, but it's weird because it's not like it's a one-time lesson. It's because since Sedona, I have felt myself at times going back to the funnel and making and wanting to flow my water in certain directions, and so, but then it's still a very conscious effort on my part to let go and let go of that control and flow with the universe, and let the universe use me as a vessel for that flow, and let it flow in, let it flow out, let it and share it with the rest of the world, instead of controlling it and saying, okay, it has to enter through my crown, into and out of my palm chakra. I mean, I was just trying to memorize so much and do everything right, and just the real and another, I guess, and it leads into another lesson, the realization that there is really no right or wrong.
Yes. Yeah, that's a definite big one for me too.
Yeah.
I think whenever we talk about the the healing process, I think that has come forward from Sedona too, because I know for me the intention was for it to, yes, be a virtual retreat that people could join and share this experience in 24-hour broadcast with all these amazing creators, and it was an amazing thing. But I always wanted the retreat itself to be healing, and I feel like because our focus was elsewhere, I didn't know how to incorporate the healing, but I see now that the healing has happened because of exactly what happened, which I think that's how it is whenever you come together for healing retreats. You know, you kind of have your setup of things, but it's like a accumulation of the event that leaves you forward. That if it's a successful event, well, then you move forward with, you know, oh, now you've gained a little bit of wisdom about yourself and you have something to think about moving forward. And I think it's important to see that, because I know a lot of the other creators that we've talked to as well have expressed that kind of flux, that like, you know, this like almost like feeling this like high for life of like, you know, because of having these connections and having motivation and, you know, being able to be inspired and move. And then it's like this build up, and then you have a day where you have some healing to do and you meet that shadow or that ego comes a little in and you're like, okay, you know, and then you go back, and it's easy to in those moments be hard on yourself and be like, well, a week ago I was on top of the world singing my song, doing my thing. Why am I eating Doritos, watching Pocahontas right now? Like, what is happening? You know, and it's like you have to hold space for yourself, because, you know, time is not linear when it comes to healing. You just have to trust that as you move, you are gradually getting to where you are meant to be with your healing. And, you know, I think over time, that's why we're able to look back and be like, oh, okay, you know, yeah, I've healed from this, and here I am from where I was, and where I'm going. And I think that's another big thing I've learned from Sedona too, is to be able to really accept my healing journey for what it is. Because I'm going to tell you, Jennifer, before we left for Sedona, I was like, I'm in a good place. I'm gonna lead these ohms. We're gonna do some Reiki, and it's gonna be beautiful. And I'm still in that mood, but it's like I feel a little bit more grounded and realistic with my my goals.
Yes, it was definitely a teacher of that of that lesson. Absolutely.
All right. So I think, do you have any other lessons that you would like to like any what? Let's think about it this way. If we could sum up just a general synopsis of from since we started working on Ascended together until where we are now, what bit of wisdom would you share from what you've gained?
Oh, wow. To sum it up, I I would have to say collaboration is and collaboration and synergy, and that we are all, when you come together, and you are more than the sum of your parts. You as an individual are a beautiful being, but when you are a collective of beautiful beings, it isn't a summation, it's an exponential explosion of energy. And I think that I've never been around that or experienced that before, and that just blew me away so much that it opened up so many new possibilities and new the new experiences and the things that being at the point in life that I'm at now. I'm new, for those who aren't aware, I'm newly retired. So before Sedona, I had a feeling that most of my milestones were behind me. And to realize that, I've just started. And look at all these wonderful connections that the universe has placed in front of me. And if that doesn't give me chill bumps, I don't. That to me is the big lesson, the big takeaway that I came out of Sedona with, is that the control is a certain is also hand in hand related, because when you are able to relinquish that control, then something much greater than yourself is able to take over, and you're always pointed in the right direction, no matter what direction you're pointed in. If you're flowing with the universe, you're always going to wind up where you were meant to be. Absolutely. So it's an amazing journey. How about you? What's your that wasn't a summary. I apologize. It wasn't 5 words or less. No, that was
Jennifer. That was beautiful.
How would you sum it up?
Okay, I think it's pretty simple. Allow your failures to be teachers, not weights on your feet. Also, if you can, see it from a different perspective, that your failures may be just the things that set you up right for where you need to be to receive your wins. And love yourself. Always love yourself. And I will throw in a little bit of Campton's wisdom. If someone in the room is not having fun, we're doing something, like something needs to change. If everybody's not having fun, something needs to change.
Yeah.
Because it's easy, and this is actually like a side note thing, but it's easy for us whenever we come together as humans to kind of be in our own experience while sharing with others, and we kind of start to go into our minds, and we compare ourselves to the people we're talking to, or we're listening and relating and connecting and all of that. But it's easy to say, oh, maybe I've noticed that Sally's sitting over in the corner, not really talking to anybody, not going out of her way to connect, but I'm busy in my own world doing my own thing, and not really realizing that Sally may be not having the greatest time. And what would it take if everyone in the room for just 2 minutes said, hey Sally, what can we do to have fun? And then go back to doing whatever it is that you're doing. But to take that moment of recognition for the person in the room that's maybe not feeling connected in a safe way that can be held with love and understanding. And I think in 2 ways, it's being able to be seen is really beautiful, but then also to be able to see the compassion that lives within another soul, to be able to stop your own world of existence to offer a bit for another. You know?
Get out of your own head a little bit. I can see that. And there was so much of that going on in Sedona. So many pockets of caring and concern and support. And I mean, I look over here and somebody is are you okay? Do you need some out at the pool? And somebody's bringing somebody some water because they're thirsty. Or I mean, it's just somebody fixing somebody a sandwich because they're hungry, and they're busy, or bringing somebody food because they've been on the air for 24 hours.
And then I didn't even get to eat that sandwich. It sat there forever. And Leia didn't touch it. I was pretty proud of her because she could have easily snacked that sandwich.
Yeah, she could have. But there was just so much of that. And I mean, it was just such a beautiful experience for everybody to be around so many like-minded souls, and from so many varied backgrounds, to be so like-minded and centered and grounded and enjoy sharing space with each other. It's just incredible.
And that's what I think I'll end. I think I'll end my final bit of lesson is that I learned so much from the people that were in Sedona. All of those creators were so unique and special and had their just bit of wisdom to bless the space with. And I feel just eternally grateful to each of the creators that offered their love and gifts and shared their bits of wisdom with me personally, but also with the group, and to just be open-minded enough to come together, not having any real understanding of what you're walking into, to just trust spirit and the flow of life, to be able to come into a space and connect. I think that's really brave, and I think that it's pretty amazing that you know, we've made those steps, and
Absolutely.
I'm just really grateful. And Jennifer, I'm too excited. I want to start sharing what we've got moving forward. I would love to share with the group what we've cultivated since you know, as you all have heard now, our experience, we've gained a lot of wisdom and excitement from the event that we hosted in Sedona, and we have decided to come together and put together something really, really beautiful.
Yes.
To continue hosting spaces like Sedona elsewhere, and to be able to share these opportunities with you all as viewers, with friends, family, with creators. It's going to be really beautiful. As I said, currently as we speak, a group of creators are working in another room to brainstorm, heartstorm, connect, and think of some pretty magical, amazing spaces to create for whoever feels called to join. So
Absolutely. This is honestly, it is the beginning of a journey. Sedona wasn't the end result; it was the beginning.
yes.
More to come.
Yes, more to come. And with that, I will say personally, if you are enjoying the Cove crew and here in PinOaks Cove, I do many beautiful broadcasts, and I've recently started something called PinOaks Pals that's hosted every Wednesday at 7 p.m. CST, 8 p.m. EDT, and 5 p.m. PDT. And it's a really beautiful space where I get together with another beautiful individual to share heart wisdom and knowledge and inspiration. So if you all are interested in catching that, please feel free to join me on Wednesdays. Click the links down below the video to join in on my Discord server and stay in touch with the Ascended team for the many more amazing ventures we have to share with you all. And stay tuned, because we've got some pretty beautiful adventures to share.
Absolutely.
And I will also state as well, if you are interested in joining a global meditation for the 11/11 portal that we have coming up here in just a few days, you'll also want to click the link down below to connect with Paradigm Shift Central. We'll be hosting a really beautiful global meditation and connection session for activating our light guardian and spreading inspiration and love throughout the time-space dimension, wherever we set that intention, I guess.
Yes.
So looking forward to sharing that amazing space with you guys. And yeah, it's really a beautiful journey. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for sharing your love. And to everyone in the chat, Becca, John, Ashley, to Jessica, thank you all so much for sharing this with us. And Jennifer, do you have any?
No, I love you. I love you. I love everyone. And I'm just so happy to be here.
Beautiful. All right, family. Well, if we would like to end with a little love splash.
Oh,
And
good.
then, yeah, we'll do a love
Yeah.
splash, and then we'll send you off with a beautiful namaste. So,
Okay, you ready?
yep. Okay, I don't know how we're gonna do it. We'll figure it out.
Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Thank you for being you and doing all that you do. Continue
Bye-bye.
shining your light out in the world.